In this video, we'll be focusing on the passive versus the active voice. Specifically, we'll delve into the difference between them, how they work, how they're formed, and when it's best to use each. So let's get right into it. We refer to these as the passive and active voice. Let's start with what voice means in the context of grammar. Voice shows us the relationship between the subject of a sentence and the action of the verb. In the active voice, the subject of the sentence does the action, while in the passive voice, the subject receives the action. Let's take a look at an example. Let's say we're discussing a cat chasing a mouse. We could say the cat chased the mouse. In this sentence, the cat is the subject and it's doing the action of chasing. Because the action is assigned to the subject, this sentence is active. However, we could also say the mouse was chased by the cat. Now, the mouse is the subject, but it's not doing the action. The cat is still the one doing the chasing. When the subject is the one to receive an action, the sentence is passive. So the active voice is fairly straightforward, but how do we form the passive voice? There's a formula to follow. The be verb, in the correct tense, plus the past participle of the main verb. While this sounds simple enough, let's quickly remind ourselves of all of the forms the be verb can take. Am, is, are, was, were, being, and been. So depending on our subject and tense, we would adjust the be verb accordingly. So we would have the paper was graded, the sandwiches were eaten, the books are read, etc. Both the active and passive voice can be written in the past, present, or future. Let's look at a few examples in different tenses. In the past simple, the active voice would be she cleaned the kitchen, and the passive voice would be the kitchen was cleaned. In the present, we'd have they bake the bread, with the passive being the bread is baked. And in the future, we would have we will deliver the package in the active voice, with the passive voice being the package will be delivered. Notice how each passive sentence includes a form of be, like was, is, or will be, and the past participle, like cleaned, baked, or delivered. So now that we understand what the passive voice is and how to form it, when should we actually use it? The passive voice can be useful in several contexts. For example, if you don't know who did the action, the window was broken, who did it isn't important, English is spoken in many countries, or you want to focus on the result instead of the person. The assignment has been completed. That's because in general in the passive voice, the focus is on the action or result, not the person who caused it. Of course, we can add who does the action at the end of the action. For example, the window was broken by the boy, English is spoken by students in many countries, or the assignment has been completed by the group. However, when we want to emphasize what happened and not who or what caused it, the passive voice can be preferable. The active voice, on the other hand, is clearer and more direct. It tells us right away who is doing what. That's especially helpful when we want to emphasize the subject. For example, if you want to highlight who did the action, the scientist discovered the cure, assign credit or responsibility, the manager approved the budget, or for the sentence to feel more direct or impactful, the boy cleaned the room. In each of these, the focus stays on the subject, the scientist, the manager, or the boy, which helps make the sentence more active and easier to follow. Of course, we can change each of these into the passive voice. For example, the cure was discovered by the scientist, the budget was approved by the manager, or the room was cleaned by the boy. But if our goal is to highlight who did the action and keep the sentence direct, the active voice is the better choice. This wraps up our review on the passive versus active voice. As a summary, we've gone over the difference between the passive and active voice, how they work, how to form passive sentences, and when it's preferable to use the passive voice or the active voice. Make sure to catch the other videos in the series and keep practicing.